Maskani, everyone. This is Professor Rahh, Professor Emeritus, California State University of Long Beach. We want to welcome you here to the Conscious Corner by way of the CEN Community Education Network by Rashaki Maskani, who put this platform together. This is a educational net program, and we have a very special guest tonight, a friend of mine, an individual that is very, very important to the progress of Black Studies nationwide by being one of the former chairs of the Black Studies program, now Africana Studies at Cal State Long Beach. He's been also instrumental in going back and forth to Uganda, his home country, where he's taken to go and help the people back there, his family and friends and the community back there, where they have a lot of challenges in Uganda. He's going to talk a little bit about his experiences and what it's like to be in Africa, especially in Uganda. And he's going to also talk about how he sees the changes in Africana studies from where we started and to where it is now. Dr. Ssensalo is one of the most strongest academians that we've had. He taught literature, not only at Compton, at Cal State Long Beach, but also at Compton Community College and at Cerritos. Cerritos. Is it Cerritos? No, not Cerritos, but
Cypress College.
Cypress Community College. And we're glad to have him here. He's a very personal friend, him and his wife and his family. I've been to his home many times. This is one of the unique brothers that I'm deeply appreciative for him coming on the show. Dr. Ssensalo, would you go ahead and just, if I left out anything, add anything that you want to add about your background, or just get into your conversation about how you see realities of going back to Uganda and going to Africa for people who want to repatriate. They're already talking about dual citizenship.
Yes. Thank you very much, Professor Aminiwa. I don't need to go into anything trying to introduce you to your own audience. They know you way more than I do. All I can say is that you are my inspiration, you are my mentor, you are my friend. When Aminwa says jump, I ask how high.
You must.
I don't like doing this at all. I told him. Why? Because I told him, look, I have been retired for the last 10, 15, maybe 20 years. I don't know. I am no longer a professor. I don't read books. I don't go to the library. I'm just preparing to get out of here. And I've been like you, been busy with my grandchildren, and that's it. That's it. But he told me I wanted to come at least once, and so I had no choice. Yeah. Thank you. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, let me tell you what I'm not going to do. I am not going to touch African studies because I'm not part of the university. I have not been following what was going on there and everything. All I know is that Dr. Maulana finally, retired, and that's so I'm not going to talk about that. But I'm going to talk about this is what we agreed on, that for about 10 minutes, I'm going to talk about just myself and the last 3 years and what that means to me and what I want you guys to take out of that. Then for another 10 minutes, I'm going to talk about Uganda and some of the latest and stuff that is going on there. And especially, what the regime of Donald Trump means to us, Uganda, and what his policy and how they are affecting us in a way. And then finally, I'm going to try and share with you guys, what I'm doing, with my time. Since I retired and how I continue try to contribute to the community, the dual community that made me who I am, my community in Uganda and my community here in the United States. So, talking about the last 3 years, I want to talk to you guys about that because they have been very, very challenging. They have been very, life-changing. Um, During those, 3 years, I, um, I caught COVID, and I have never been so sick in my life, you know. And it came at a time when we all thought it was over, it was being done. It's kind of like it caught me by surprise. But I want to bring it up because it also brought to me reality of what is important. You know, um, for the first time, I realized that all the stuff that I was trying to get in my life, it's not really, all that, you know, important. And it really oriented me to start to really focus on what is important in my life. I mean, all of a sudden I realized, there was food. My wife, cooked food. I had the money in my pocket to go to some of the best restaurants, available. I couldn't eat. I could not eat the food she cooked. I could not eat anything. It was, I've never been in that kind of situation where I can't eat because I love food, you know. I had a very nice car in the garage. I just bought me a little nice Mercedes. Finally, was able to afford it. And I've been driving um, I keep to, all of my life because I couldn't afford anything. But then finally, I was able to afford it. It was in the garage, and I couldn't drive it. Too sick to drive it. It was just in the garage. Okay. Um, it's a lot of things, had a cell phone, and I was even, it was kind of like in my lifeline. But like when I went to the bathroom, I had to tie this phone around my neck because I was scared. If I was in the bathroom and I fell down, I was not able to get out because I was not able, I lost balance. I was not able to walk, you know. So when you're not able to walk, and there's a whole lot of stuff you kind of, and then finally you figure out what to do. Where I said, first I said to myself, if I go through this, you know, then I know, what it is that I really want to do with my life. I know what is important. So during those 3 years, in addition to that, my sister in Uganda lost her husband. My brother-in-law was a very, very important person in Uganda. And he happened to be, my relationship with him happened to be one of those where I knew him before he knew my sister. And so we were closer. A lot of people say that I was probably closer to my brother-in-law than I'm closer to my sister. That may be true, I don't know. But, he passed away. In addition to that, my sister lost her husband, and in the same month, within a week before the month was over, she also lost her son, her youngest son, you know. So that was so hard for me, not only for feeling sorry for myself, but also feeling, needing to support, my sister. And it was very hard. This young man left us with a daughter who is now about 3, 4 years old, and we need to help the widow in terms of, he left a house, that was in a progress. We had to try and help and, finish it somehow, etc. And then, about maybe 7 months ago, maybe 8 months ago, this is 25, we just went through. My sister lost a house to find. And so that was very difficult. So, I'm really, you know, spending a lot in terms of emotionally, financially, or other kind of resources to be there, for my sister because she is older than me and she was always there, for me and for the rest of the family. Um, what else? Uh, during those so during those 3 years, then as the result of getting as sick as I did, and I wanted to share this with you because I think it is important. I did what I thought was right at the time, and I would like to encourage all of you to think about doing it. That is something I did. I got ready. I started preparing myself for my final day. So I spent that time going to funeral homes, um, you know, shopping for caskets, determining whether I want to be cremated or whether I want to be buried. In my case, I thought I've already been telling myself I want to be taken back to Uganda to, and be laid down for my last thing, for, next to my mother and my young brother. And I realized I need to make these preparations now. I can't leave that up to my wife, you know. And since, all this time I saw, transitioning can come any moment with hardly any warning. Okay. But most importantly, I have 3 minutes on this before I move on. Um, I got uh, sick with another disease that I've never had before. For very, very long time, Amanda and I and a whole lot of other people have been diabetic. And my diabetes set on adapted is called type 2 diabetes. People who with type 2, we worry about our sugar going too high. So we watch what we eat, we watch how much sugar we put into our system and so on and so forth. But my kind of diabetes is new. The Center for Disease Control has even so far refused to diagnose it and to, categorize it as a separate, pathology. Okay. I combine both the symptoms of diabetes number 2 and the symptoms of diabetes number 1, which only the young people get. Adults don't get diabetes number 1. Only, if you go for that, it's means it's diabetes for child. Okay. So my life doesn't make sense because I can be with you and tell you, look, I just looked on my phone and my sugar right now is too high. So maybe I need 1 or 2 doses of insulin to bring it down a little bit. An hour later, or maybe even less than that, I'll be saying, oh, my goodness, my sugar is too low right now. Do you have any candy? Do you have any piece of cake? Do you have some oranges? So it's up and down, and it's very, very difficult to figure out the logic of it. What makes it go down and what makes it, go up. But what I got out of this is I'm just rolling with the punch. And I, determined to do my part, to do the best I can. Eat well, exercise, stay out of stress. Okay. Um, just get a lot of sleep. I don't particularly care how long I live, but I care a lot about the quality of the life I'm going to have in whatever time I have left. Whether I'm going to live another year or 3 years, I want to be the best of the life that I can possibly get. I want to enjoy my food. I want to enjoy being with my wife. I want to enjoy traveling. We just came back from this past year we went to London, Scotland, Ireland. You know, those Irish people, they love Barack Obama. You know, my goodness. They say nobody there is more Irish than Barack Obama. We've been to the Bahamas, you know, but you can't do this stuff and you can't enjoy it if your body is not in person. Okay? You can't go there when your knees are hurting, you can't sleep. So I do all this stuff I'm talking about for no reason except to feel good and to be able to enjoy whatever part of life I still have left. And that's the message I want to send you guys. I look and I'm still looking at the people I'm talking to, and it seems to me that I'm the oldest. I don't think anybody who are listening to me is older than 8 a year. You know, I just turned the age of this person. So I am where you guys are coming to listen to me, and I have been where you guys are. So I combine those two things. I have been where you are, and I am where you come. So you know, I have a lot to share with you, and I have a lot to tell you about where you guys are going. All right. Number two. The next, maybe I'll finish this in about very quickly in about 5 minutes or so, maybe 6, so we can start the discussion. Uganda. Right now, ever since Trump came into power, a lot of stuff is shaking on the country. Like I told you, I'm not a scholar, I have not been studying, I don't know all this stuff in detail, but my personal experience, for example, in Uganda, is in 1980, 1979, something like that, yeah, my younger brother died of AIDS. The following year, his wife was diagnosed with AIDS. He left her with 4 children. Those children, my sister and I, my elder sister and I, helped her, bring them up. They are now all grown ups, having very good, responsible jobs and positions. They have families, of their own. But she could not probably have been able to do so, wasn't it for the plans that previous US presidents had put in place, where the same medication and other kind of help to third world countries like Uganda. And she got on that, and she has been on it. And to this day, she's alive. She's in a home of her own. She has a car, and she's doing well. What is going to happen to people who get to be into her position? Because the first thing that Trump did when he became president of the United States was to cut off his aid for so-called third world countries and stuff like that. So Uganda, we're trying to do without it, but I'm not exactly sure what is going on and so forth. But I'm just talking about how in my own particular case, this aid helped us so much, and now it's gone. Other changes in Uganda. There's a new thing going on between Uganda and the US before Trump came aboard, and that was that now it is being I think it's about 2022. It is possible, not only possible but encouraged to become both a dual citizen. Both a citizen of Uganda and a citizen of the United States. What happened before is that we came over here as a citizen of Uganda, and then after a while, in order to be able to take a full advantage of what is being offered to you, apply to become a citizen of the United States. But then what you then do, you say, well, you're applying to become saying that you no longer want to be a citizen of Uganda. So they took away your citizenship of Uganda automatically. Okay. When you went to Uganda, you had to apply for a visa like every other foreign, like every other, US citizen, but not in Uganda. You could not open a bank account. You could not run a business in Uganda and so forth. So eventually, I guess there was some talk about it, and now it is established. Being a citizen of Uganda and the United States is kind of interesting because there is a really big up and investigation into your background. There are all kinds of legal problems you might have been in. So you have to be squeaky clean before either country. You get investigated on both sides. Uganda investigates you, the US investigates you. In addition to that, I think in East Africa, there is a move kind of like backwards to what we used to have, where Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania used to be like one unit. They were separate countries and so on and so forth, but we acted like one. We had one currency, we had one postal service, and a lot of companies, just did business throughout the three countries. And then, then we became independent, and then that went away. But now it's coming back. So now, when I was renewing my passport for Uganda, I also became a citizen of Kenya and Tanzania. So I don't need, I move into those countries, as a citizen. Okay? And in addition to that, I'm also a citizen of the United States. Today is a Tuesday, and the day after tomorrow, there are elections going on in Uganda. And it's a whole lot of stuff going on. Museveni has been in power for, I don't know, since 1986. Okay. There is a lot of fear, that he is getting old, that anything might happen, to him. And if it does, and if his son that's coming, takes over, people are very afraid that things might become, worse than they have been given his presidency. But now with Donald Trump in the White House, we are also afraid. We are asking the question, is it possible that what has happened in Venezuela might also happen in Is it possible that it was happening, what is threatening for him to do in Iran? He also might try to do it in Uganda. I don't know. Um, I have, since Tamil asked me to do this, I've looked at a number of stuff and everything. And it looks like this fear is well grounded. It's well founded. We do have water traps, Donald Trump. We do have some deposits of oil in Uganda and of gold that has not been, harvested and so on and so forth. And, that might tempt him to take the same kind of steps. Is it going to happen again? But there are some of the things you guys might want to follow, a little more closely and in more detail than some support. I did promise someone that I speak only for about half now. It is 6:32. I am going to stop here, but before I, hand over the microphone or so, couple of things that I am doing right now. I am the president of the board of directors for Rural Washington Dance Theater. We try to help young people to steer them in the right way. I have been part of this organization probably all of, since it started more than 40 years ago. And I'm proud to say that you look among all the young people that have gone through there, and we have hardly lost a person. By that, What do I mean? I mean that if a young lady who is 16, 18, dancing with that, with the Royal Washington, is taking classes, is thinking about, dancing for, the community, for Kwanzaa, or dancing for the mayor, of Los Angeles. So uh, going abroad like they go to, China, Russia, and everything. It's not so much that this young lady is so morally good, and that's the reason why she doesn't, end up with a teenage pregnancy, or that's why if it's a young man, doesn't mean that they're so moral, and that's why they don't end up, using drugs and stuff like that. No, it's just that we put something else on her plate. We give her something else to do. She just simply too busy, both physically and mentally, to even consider some of those other alternatives that other people will know, she might have been involved in had she had no other. And that's where I feel so, I think that I'm making it a useful contribution for that, Dora Washington that and the rest of us who are with her are doing that. Okay. In addition to that, I cannot forget that I'm from Uganda. So I'm also a member of the board of directors of a place called Uganda Lambs Association, Uganda Lambs USA, which takes young people, how to explain this. In a place like Uganda and many other African countries, when when a young person's parents die, there are usually other people to take off. Like in my case, like I told you, uh, both both my young brother and my elder brother died, and they all left us children. But then there was my sister, who is also a PhD, got her PhD here in the US, and went over back to the college professor, and myself, who took over those children. And we helped pay with their school fees, their, school supplies, their health, It also happens that some young person might lose the parent, and there's nobody like that to step in. And they're really orphans in the most profound sense of the word. And those are the people that, we put together and gave this name, Uganda Lambs USA. We started out with about 85 young people. We have not been very lucky in terms of replacing, them, because as they grow old, they're no longer children. And so we have to kind of like let them go and be on their own. But the need is there. And so if you are here and you're listening to me, I'm going to finish my presentation by crying out to you, please, please donate to Uganda. If you are interested, contact me, and then I tell you exactly how to donate. Thank you.
All right, then, B. Thank you for the presentation. Let me see if there's any judge. You have any questions for Dr. Ssensalo? You want to let him know? You got to take yourself off mute.
Okay, yeah. So could you give me a little bit more about the dual citizenship you have?
Uh, so you're, in my case, I was here and in my US passport expired, and I went to do what? To apply for, to renew my passport. And then at the same time, while I was doing that, I was told that I was no longer a citizen of Uganda. Okay? So I had a choice to renew my passport as solely a citizen of the United States. Okay, and from there on, I'll be treated as any other person born in the United States, not just here, but also in Uganda. In other words, in Uganda, non-citizens of Uganda are not allowed to use certain things. You cannot own property. It's very difficult. You cannot open a bank account. You cannot do this and you cannot do that. And when you go to Uganda, you have to, apply for visa. Just take it on it. I've been thrilled, that I wanted to be so disenfranchised. Okay. So now I had an option of becoming a dual citizen. I was made an offer to become a dual citizen. And to be made a dual citizen is a process that you go through. It's almost like you're trying to get a job, like say in the army or in the FBI or something. They really dig into your past. Uh, you know, uh, Especially if anything over there, it looks like you are ever in trouble with your life.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But it's a long process, in other words. Brother Fareed.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, Fareed, I don't know if you remember him, Dr. Ssensalo, but he was one of the most active students on campus. Richard Fareed.
Yeah,
Go
it's
ahead.
been quite a while, Dr. Ssensalo, since I've seen you. Many moons.
I know,
Yes.
but you still look young.
Well, hey, I work on it. I remember you being a challenge to get into class, especially you basically had everybody to the straight line. And later on, I recall and remember that and respect it very much.
Okay, thank you.
Very much.
Good to see you.
Positive images. You as well, sir. You as well. Sorry I'm a bit late, but carry on. I just want to listen and feed off if you don't mind.
Okay, then. Let me see. Ernest, you have any questions?
Well, not really, because I missed kind of the first portion, so was still trying to get the concept of what we're talking about. So I'm still kind of behind the curve here.
When you came in, what were we talking about? Do you remember?
No, because I missed about the first 5 minutes of your presentation.
Oh, you didn't miss it very much.
I missed
We
the most
started late
important part. So I could never get on track,
Right. Dr. Ssensalo, can I ask a question?
Yes.
My question, again, I don't want to take. We know as students, because collectively we spoke and talked a lot and shared a lot at that time. We know what we got from the classes we took from you and Dr. Rahh and the rest of the faculty. We know what we got out of it. And it was evident in how we start speaking and conducting ourselves and our visions about the world around us and all the things that we shared, the history, the culture, the respect for it, all of that came about during that period. If you don't mind, share just a few thoughts of how we as a collective youth and the things that you saw and the things you helped us with, how did it affect you to see the changes in the students around you?
Two things. Are you a parent?
Say that again?
Do you have kids?
Yes, I am a parent. Yes.
How old and how many?
She is 34 and just one daughter.
Okay. Let me hope that both are doing well. Because one of the things I noticed in my life, and I've shared with so many other parents, is that they listen to everybody else except their parents.
Okay.
So here I was a professor, and I'm trying to guide and the kids that you have like blood, they're the last to listen. I said, what would happen? When I cast a number and I met this student, I brought him or her in my office. We spoke for half an hour. We laid out, the plan. I turn around. That student has graduated. I have both Professor Amina and myself. We have grad students that have gone on to take our place. They are tenured professors.
Okay.
They have doctors. Okay. They just I listened to it. We gave them, the plan. And you don't know how much that means.
Okay. Okay.
There is no paycheck. So let me tell you one quick story. Okay, if Anulua will let me.
Been ready.
Like, if you were there when I was talking about all the other things that happened to me in the last
Hold
year.
on for a minute, Ssensalo. Hold on. Somebody, we can hear their family in the background. Okay, go
Then
ahead.
maybe it's me. I have to mute.
Okay.
How do I mute?
Okay,
How
go
do I?
ahead. Go ahead,
Ye-
please tell the story.
Please do. I'll figure out how to mute here.
Okay, so while I was in the middle of that, in the July of 2024, here comes my birthday. You know, my 80th birthday.
Okay.
I had no intention whatsoever to celebrate because I figured out I had nothing to celebrate.
Okay.
The only person I invited was Rahh, and he didn't even show up. Okay.
Okay.
He tells me he was in the hospital. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So what I did was I told my wife, never mind. Just take him to a nice restaurant. I'm going to order the biggest steak they have. Even if I have to pay extra money for the potato and the broccoli, never mind. We can do that. Then he said, okay, so maybe can I invite my mother? He said, sure. Your mom can, join us. She loves you more probably than you do. Then he
Okay.
says, okay, so can we invite this? Next thing we know, say, okay, here's where to go. Let's go to the restaurant, find one that has got a nice room, 10, 12 people, book it, and we have a nice small party. You know, that didn't work out because we kept on thinking about more and more people to be. So we have, a little house of a friend in Temecula. We say, you know what we should do? Let's have it at the house. And why? Because we're not going to have a party. And we don't want people are going to fear Bede is having the 80th celebration, they're going to want to come.
Yeah.
So let's have it over there. So we said, fine. We send out an invitation. And when invitation say, there are certain people you have to invite. But that's okay. Because guess what? They're not going to come. Why not? Well, Renee has got a family back east, South Carolina, her sister, New York, and cousin and stuff. We invited them. Guess what? They were the first to say, we just bought the tickets to on our way. So, what? So then she has a family up north in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
We need to invite them. We don't invite them, they're going to be mad. We invited them, but we didn't think they come. 2 days later, they say, we just booked a van. We are all driving down here back. My wife, father said, look, I'm not having a birthday. You know what happened? They told her, you don't give Bede a birthday on his 80th birthday. We will, because we're coming down.
Without her?
Where you going to go? We don't care. But we're coming down. So this really went on, and eventually we had 80 people, 80. Can you imagine? So you asked me, what did I get out of people?
Yeah.
I got this thing called, that then made me realize people love me. People care about
Okay.
and it's all has something to do with my job and how I do it. I have met so many people who are my students
That's right.
when I go to the post office, when I go to the bank,
That's
when
right.
I was in West Africa, and guess what? I had to leave this country to meet with what's the singer, the blind singer,
Stevie?
yeah, Stevie Wonder.
Mhm.
I am there minding my business. This girl comes to me, hugs me, and says, Dr. Ssensalo, I am a student at Long Beach in West Africa. What's going on here? Oh, I am dating Stevie Wonder.
Yes.
Stevie Wonder and I slept under the same roof. They go the Mercedes Benz rolled around. Stevie Wonder is sitting in the back seat. He said, "Come on, let me introduce you. Stevie, this is
Nice.
Professor so and so."
Nice.
So that's that's what I got. Now,
Okay.
but let me tell
Okay.
you about the disappointment. The money.
Oh,
The money. We never got paid. I don't think we ever got paid what we deserve. When you compare what we made to other people who went through the preparation we went through and who did the work that we did through, we never got what we, you know, we deserve.
okay.
Many of my students came to me. I showed them the way. They did what I told them to do. Next thing you know, they are coming back to show me their fancy BMWs and the Mercedes Benzes and all the good stuff they're doing. But you have to give
Okay.
it to them. You know what they give you? They say, "Look, Ssensalo, I know
Okay.
I came to brag, and you're probably right. I'm here to brag about my success and everything. But I just want to let you all know one thing. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here bragging. And
Okay.
that made everything okay.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm willing to concede you guys probably didn't receive, including Dr. Raw, what you deserve. I mean, you guys to us went above and beyond.
Oh! I want
So
to say that the last trip my retirement was calculated at having worked there for 34 years. But
okay. Oh,
the last check I got without any deduction, before any deduction, I multiplied it by 12 and I still didn't make a six-figure salary.
hmm.
All right.
And that
Okay.
Hmm.
still bothers me.
You have any questions? You there?
Yes, I am, Professor Rahh. How you doing, brother?
All right.
I I want to give you my condolences for your sister and your longtime friend and brother-in-law and your nephew.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Thank
Your
you very
brothers
much.
for your
Thank you. Yeah.
who passed from AIDS
Yes.
um and your as far as your diabetes, that's a nasty business.
It's very,
And
very,
it seems to be really something that's really visible in our people. In fact, my childhood friend had his leg amputated today. They gave about 6 months to live. And then we have another really close friend of mine who is a, um, a graduate of Cal State University, Long Beach, who just had a kidney trans transplant, and he's doing much better. I'm so glad to hear that. Um,
By the way, my
I-
son also had a transplant, and he's
yes,
yeah. Mhm.
that's it. I have you in my thoughts, Professor.
Thank you.
Um, in Uganda, as you said, they have an election tomorrow, and there's been words thrown around like Museveni, the current president, has been described as a dictator, and his opposition party leader, Mr. Wine,
Hmm.
uh, they said that they fear violence
Hmm.
with this election, and also the internet has been shut down ahead of time.
Hmm.
Um, what are the consequences of this election in Uganda? And also, I just wanted to comment on the orphans of Uganda. Years ago, they was a couple of busloads of children who were orphans who had lost their parents to AIDS,
Yeah.
and they came and performed here in Detroit
Hmm.
at the Shrine of the Black Madonna.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, from when those drums started and the hair on the back of my neck and all of my body just stood out.
Yes. Yes.
And the way those children performed
Hmm.
was like the people just got to shouting. And I'm talking about it was a spiritual thing with them. Uh, it seems that nobody in Uganda has not been touched by this disease. And it apparently seems to still be a problem. almost like a plague in Uganda. I just want your opinions on those two things: the election and the consistency of the tenacity of that disease in Uganda.
About the elections, I think it all depends on the reaction of the people. The young man that you talked about stood against Museveni in the previous, elections, and probably the one before that, I don't know. Okay. But what happened back then is that, the elections were over and Museveni declared, the what, having, won the. So this guy started trying to say, no, 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 no. These results are not right. I got elected, blah, 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 blah. So and 7 he sent the army to his house and he told him, look, if I were you, I would stay right here in your house and shut up. At least for a few days, maybe a few weeks, maybe a few months. Okay? And then they went out. And I guess we got the message. And so that was the end of that. So I'm saying that back then, even what happens in other countries and so forth, for someone who wanted to save his life, I think that the president, the army, whatever have you, are very generous to just leave him alone. That. What is going to happen this time? I don't know. It all depends on as the election come out, who is declared the winner, but most importantly, who the response of this younger man is. If, from what I hear, I think that what is the troubling Ugandans, especially myself and others who have got a family there, is that this time around, there is a possibility that this young man and the younger people, especially the older people like myself, we don't seem to be, we say, okay, we will live all our lives and then suddenly, we learn how to get along and that's okay. But the young people in their late 20s, early 30s, and so forth, I think they want change. And probably they might be more willing to sacrifice more, for the change that they want. And they might be emboldened. That's the big word I'm looking for, emboldened, by what's happening in Iran. And if that happens, then who knows? So far, we hear close to about 1,000 people who have died in the protests in Iran. What might happen to Uganda? I don't know. But we are all praying. We are all praying. Okay.
Me too.
As far as AIDS is concerned, that's what I was talking to you about. My Uganda, what I'm doing with my life right now. I am working hard to continue to support those kids who don't really have any support. They don't have any parents. They don't have any relatives left. And if they have like a grandmother or those people are what, they are not able to help them. So we started this organization to help them. It takes about $2,000 a year to support a child. That means if that child is in elementary school, that means paying for their school fees, their uniform, their medical expenses, transportation, and so on and so forth. And the people come and they say, can I sponsor a child? Can I financially for a child? And that's the appeal that I made. I'm making to you guys feel this one to me that of course, if you don't have that kind of money to sponsor child by yourself, you can just sponsor the organization whatever you can. $100 here to 100. I have quite a few of my former students that pass around here who have joined me, who, and that's the thing, that makes me feel very good. Okay, did I answer your question?
Yes, it does. And I'd like to know where I can send my donation.
Okay, can you, we have here something called, where do you click to see what people like?
Beats. You can give me the address and I can share it with him and other people online.
Okay, and
And
give him my what? Give him also my
where to send the money.
my
Where to
name and
send
address. What's the name, sir? What's the name?
AHI.
AHI.
AHI, yes, sir.
Okay. I will contact Professor. I mean, Professor Rahh has got your contact information, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
he does.
Yeah, and he also has mine.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll get you
He'll put
in
us together.
contact with him. He offline I'll get you his number.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
sir.
Okay. Rashaki, you have any questions?
No questions. I'm just thinking about Dr. Ssensalo, and I was in his class, about 33 years ago. So I'm just glad you're still around and you're here sharing with us.
Who is
Some,
talking?
Rashaki Maskani. Uh,
Maskani, I don't see you. I see free.
here I
Um,
am.
right. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm just glad that you're still here and giving this excellent information and sharing your experiences with us, because it's like being back at the school, because I'm here with Professor Rahh all the time, and then when you come on, and then we had Karanga, Dr. Karanga, it's just a real treat to have you guys around and doing what you do. And so I just want to thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much, sir. And thank you for being here with us today.
Yeah. Dr. Sharita, are you there? Dr. Sharita goes to Africa a lot, and she operates a health food store, and she does a lot of health issues on the continent. But she's probably just listening on. She may be in Africa and can't come through. But Dr. Sharita,
Greetings, family.
all right.
I'll just come on real quick. I'm actually just got back to LA, back to the snakes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome, Dr. Sharita.
Yeah, I just wanted to just chime in tonight because of I like to see living legends. You learn a lot without having to really say a lot. So I'm just glad to be in the presence. And yeah, I'm a repatriate to Ghana, West Africa. This year is my 20th year celebration
In
of
Uganda?
being in Ghana, West Africa. So
In Ghana.
yeah, I live there.
And you
And I
haven't
come
been to Uganda?
and I visit here.
Okay. When are you coming to Uganda?
I'm sorry.
When are you coming to Uganda?
When you invite me.
You are invited. I think I'm going to go around Easter this year. Depends on what happens after the election.
That's around the time I'm going back. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Go back via Uganda. You can
Okay, we're being recorded.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for being
Thank you.
Hey, B, first of all, man, you look great and you sound great. And I know you've been through a lot of health issues like me. And that's why I missed your party. I probably was in the hospital at the time you had your party. But let me just say this to you. We deeply appreciate what you've shared with us this evening. And we deeply appreciate the challenges that you have come through, that you've made it through. And I think that, you have the right perspective and preparation for transition and all the challenges that you've gone through with family and loved ones and what's going through on the continent and even here in this country with your family, Igor, and all your brother, your children, You've been working with Lula, the dance troupe for years. I remember when they first started, your daughters danced with them, and I remember that. And you've been instrumental in keeping Black studies and Africana studies going at Cal State Long Beach, even though you haven't taught there. And I haven't been there in 20 some years. You haven't been there in 20 some years.
Yeah.
But our legacy is there because you laid the foundation. You were very instrumental in the early administration. You were the former chair. You were one of the leading professors that all the students came to and loved your class. And you was always active on campus and involved in Black History Month and whatever you could do to help students. You made a contributions, and many students always ask about you every time I see him. How's Dr. Ssensalo? How's he doing? And we deeply appreciate your presentation this evening. Won't keep you long because I know you got to take meds and do what you got to do. But we do want to thank you for being here and sharing your wealth of knowledge. But as I said before, brother, you look great and you sound great, and what else can we say other than we wish you well, your family well. Your wife was a counselor at at Cypress, and she had me speak there for Kwanzaa once and a couple other times.
That's right.
And I mean, me and your family is close. My wife is close, and we always ask about you. And we just want to say thank you for coming on, Brother Rashaki. Who we got tomorrow? Are we gonna have anything tomorrow? You on mute?
Let me show you. Here we go, everybody. We got Dr. Inky's coming on, and the topic is self-love.
Self-love.
Self-love. Yep.
Dr. Iki.
Inky, yeah, Inky Real.
Okay. Yes, and we want to also say that we had a very excellent show with Ricks. What was his name?
Willie Ricks.
Willie Ricks, who was
Mukasa Dada.
Mikasa, who was instrumental in starting the Black Power sign and the Black Power slogan, him and Kwame Ture, Stokely Carmichael. And we had a good show that he was on. What was the name of the group that brought him on?
That was a message to the Black diaspora. I could show that also.
Okay.
So just in case anybody want to see it, they can go back and see it.
And
this is our YouTube channel right here. And let me go to the videos. Where is it? It's Dr. Sangoon. Oh, here it is.
yeah, yes.
Right there.
I thought we only had audio online, but you can get the videos too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the YouTube channel.
And Dr. Ssensalo?
Yes.
This will be on YouTube too.
Okay. And this is when?
He's gonna put it on probably tomorrow.
Okay.
So if any of your family members want to see your presentation,
okay,
or any of the students, it'll be on YouTube on the Community Education Network. Okay. Again, we want to thank you again, Bede. There's so much, and I know this is a strain. We generally past our bedtime, you know. But at the same time, we want to thank everybody. Also, I want to tell Rashaki, he just made another musical. He made a song, a song called "Don't Let the Oppressor Be Your Teacher."
Mhm.
And can you play a little bit of it, Rashaki?
Yeah, I can. I gotta share the sounds.
Yeah, he put his reggae touch on that. Don't let the oppressor be your teacher.
All right, let's listen to this version.
Oh, yeah. Why, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah. The great black leaders, full of life-saving information.
Oh, yeah.
Sending constant light in this dark situation. Rahh, Van Fuller and Malcolm too. Martin Garvey, Khaled, they all knew the truth. Whoa, yeah. Kwame Sankara, Lumumba stood tall. Selassie, Douglas, Sojourner Tubman, they gave it all. They all have one thing in common, and the bottom line is calling. Don't let your oppressor be a teacher. Don't let them write your story. Don't let them be a preacher. Don't be like them, cause they're not like us. You lose your soul, your truth, your trust. Don't let your oppressor be a teacher. Stand strong, stand tall, be your own believer. Well, yeah. The lessons they teach are how not to be. They change the mind so you'll never be free. They twist the truth, dress it like grace, but they fear your power, your pride, your face. Every word from our ancestors is flame, a call to rise, to reclaim our name. From the roots to the sky, from the blood to the page, we stand on giants, we carry their age. Don't let your oppressor be a teacher. Don't let them shape your children.
That enough, Rahh?
Extremely.
Yeah, man, that's beautiful. If
I mean,
y'all want to hear the whole thing, I posted it, and
I mean,
Rashaki, that whole music is beautiful. And Dr. Ssensalo again.
Rahh,
What can I say other than thank you, thank you, thank you? Tell Renee I said thank you for helping me
excuse
get
me.
online.
I mean, Rahh, does he hear
Yes.
me? Do
Huh?
you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to insert one little last piece of information. Today, a very important person died. And this is the young lady whose name I can't remember, but if I, Google and ask around, it will get back to me. This the young lady who was the first person to
Oh yeah,
refuse,
Craven, the lady that sat on the bus.
to refuse to give up her seat to a white person on that bus. Okay, Rosa
Yeah.
Parks was not the one. Rosa Parks came much later on. And the reason why the NAACP did not, um, get around this young person is because she was pregnant and she was sick. She was not married. So they didn't think she would make a good image of the Baptist church and of the NAACP, the NAACP and all of that. But later on, he had found the other parts. And she does exactly the same thing this starts. So it's very, very important for us as Black people to know the exact truth instead of just, some of the information that makes it, So everybody hears about Rosa Parks, but there was someone before Rosa Parks, and that young lady passed away today.
Is that Claudette Colvin?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's her, Claudette Colvin.
I'll show it.
Yeah.
Right there.
That's her.
Claudette Colvin. Yes, what is Claudette? Yeah. And how old was she?
She 39.
She was September 5, 39 to 20 September
86 years old.
86.
86.
Yeah, September 5, 1939. And January 13, 2026. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot for that, Bees, raising that.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, for getting us together.
All right. And may all that she brought in the world last forever, may none be lost. And may she be a glorious spirit in heaven and remain a strong presence here on earth among all them that knew her and what she did for us as far as the civil rights movement. Amen. Yes. All right, Rashaki. Everybody, we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Harambe, Dr. Ssensalo. Bless up. Bless up.
Thank you. Thank you.
You look great, man. Regardless of what you're going through, you're still coming through the fire and standing tall. All right. All right.
All right. Conscious Corner, each one teach one. Everybody have a great evening.
You as well.
All right.